It is time to see how much money I have spent in June. Hello, my name's Rachel. I do videos about decluttering, minimalism and my no spend year. In today's video we're going to talk about how much money I spent in June, whether or not I've kept a budget and how I'm getting on with meal planning, etc. to keep my costs low. I have actually just mapped out a meal planning video, so hopefully I shall get that one filmed and uploaded soon, so I can talk you through my process of meal planning and how I use that to stick to a budget. And it does work and it is worth doing, so if you don't meal plan already, it's definitely worth looking into, and I shall provide you with more information about that very soon. But as you know, I track my spend, so this is any extra money that I kind of spend on things around the house or on experiences or days out. And I also track food and I track petrol. And what I do is I collect up my receipts in a little tray, and then each week I put my receipts into my booklet so that I can keep a tab on how much money I'm spending in each area so that I can keep things under control. So if that's not something that you do, I highly recommend you do that. I literally get every single receipt possible that I can, and I use that to track in my booklet. I track everything in here under the different categories, and then I get rid of the receipt after. So I record everything in my Go Girl budget planner. These are available on Amazon. You can find a link down below if you want to use that. And in it, I track my spend, I track food, and I track petrol. And that's how much I would have spent in each area. And within the spend, I also track a particular category like home or gifts or like takeout food, etc. so that I can really see how much I'm spending in each area, and then I can sum it up over 6 months and over a year. So I've just gone through and I've added everything up in each category so I can tell you exactly how much I have spent. And let's get started. As a kind of backdrop for this month, the first week of my month I was away on holiday, so that meant that I didn't have the extra petrol, the extra food or the extra spend, because that's kind of already allocated within travel and that is a separate pot of money. So it has meant that I have been a lot better with my budget, because obviously all my spending was on travel, etc. so it wasn't really counted in any of these budgets, which does help. And I have been better at meal planning this time, which has really made a difference. So let's start with spend. I normally give myself a budget of about 100 and I have only spent £61.98. That's on some items for the home, so I had to buy some power line adapter things to help my internet work, because I've been having problems with my internet. And I bought some gifts and some food, like lots of like little trips to the shop for like extra millionaire shortbread or sweets. So that's, hands up, guilty of that. So definitely spent on things I shouldn't have done. However, it's been a really stressful month also at work, so it was definitely needed to keep my sanity. So I didn't do too bad there. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I haven't spent as much, because I've been so busy with work that I haven't had time to do anything, to go anywhere, to spend anything on anything else. So it purely was spending on holiday and then coming back and then completely in work mode. So I haven't spent as much. So I'm hoping next month is much calmer. It's the end of the school year, so things are settling now. All the things are being ticked off the list, so I don't have so many of those things to worry about now. Let's have a look at food. Food wise, I think I had gone from 250 to be about 280, because realistically the prices have gone up, and even on a like basic shop it is definitely a good 20 or 30 pounds more a week, and there's not an awful lot I can do about that other than making sure I'm really strategic with meal planning for the week and for the month, and that does make a difference. So this month I spent £289.59, which I think is good, but then obviously I was away for a week of that, or almost a week of that. I did have to take lots of gluten-free stuff with me for the travelling, so I have included that within that budget. So that's probably why it's more, because I wouldn't have bought as much if I was at home, because obviously I can cook things, but I didn't have that facility. So I don't think that's bad, because I still stuck to budget, and that was a 4-week weekend. So I judge my amount that I would spend based on how many weekends fall within my pay period, and the same goes for petrol as well. So petrol, there are 4 weekends that I had to pay for, and obviously because I was away for a week, I didn't have as much travel within 1 week, so that has definitely made a difference. I've only spent £124 on petrol, so that's definitely helped. And I've done a little bit of buying normal unleaded and a little bit of buying super unleaded, a mixture, because it just costs a little bit more, not much, but it just means that I'm trying to look after the car in a little bit of a better way. So I'm definitely able to track things a little bit better. I think moving forward I need to be much more strategic, which is why I'm getting myself back into the meal planning really well, so that I can show you guys what I do, but also because I've got a 5 weekend month coming up next month for July, so I'm going to need to stick to budget there. And already the first food shop was about £86 for a basic food shop. So I do need to make sure that I'm not wasting any food within that, because I do feel like we waste a lot of fruit because it turns so quickly. So I'm not as good with that. I need to either freeze it so I get use out of it, or I need to make sure that we eat it or have it in smoothies ASAP beginning of the week and go to the frozen stuff at the end. There's lots to think about for next month. I've also got 5 weekends of petrol, but spend will be only 100. So I'm hoping that I can keep the spend really low. I really want to try and not spend anything in this month, because it does feel like I have made excuses and not stuck to my guns on things, and I haven't got any travel within this month. So I can really, well, I do have travel, I lie. I'm going to see different golf events, but those have already been paid for. So it's only taking a few gluten-free things with me and having food at the venue, which will be accounted for. So hopefully my £100 food spend will include that, and my last golf trip falls into the next pay packet, so that works even better. So the plan is to really stick and not spend hardly anything if I can for this month coming. Wish me luck. Let me know down below if you are doing a no spend year as well. Obviously I keep spending, but I really am not. I'm not buying things anywhere near like I used to. I just buy things for the sake of it. But I'm really considerate of what I spend my money on now, and if it's not going to serve a purpose or more than one purpose, then it doesn't enter my home. So I am really strategic about what I bring into my home. Because it is June and we have completed 6 months of the year so far, I have totted up the whole of the first 6 months to see what I have spent in each category. What was really interesting is that I can see months where I have completely blipped and completely gone all out in one category and not others. So that was really interesting to see. So first of all, I spent £75.99 on home stuff. That was things like the power line adapters for the internet and bits and pieces like that. All things that are functionable things that were needed. I spent £50 on gifts, which I don't think is too bad, because I think last year the first 6 months were really heavy on gifts and I spent quite a lot. So I think I've done better at managing that. My big spend so far this year is £238 on food and experiences. So that's something that I have found is really important for me. And there were a couple of months, I think it was like April time, where I went all out. I must have had all sorts of activities going on, and that's where I've spent my money. So it was pretty much concentrated in a small amount of time. I spent £5 on my car for light bulbs and £16.60 for car parking. Again, that was in the same month as all the food spend. So that's when I've been going into town and buying extra bits like that. I spent £181 on clothing. That's not necessarily just for me. My son is growing really quickly at the minute, so lots of that has gone on clothing for him that he has needed, because he's now really a teenager and he's shooting right up. He's now taller than me, so I'm having to buy a lot more, a lot quicker, because he's going through things so quickly. So that's been quite important to keep on top of. Beauty wise, I spent £48.66. I think that's about average for half a year. That is buying a couple of foundations and a few little bits and pieces, but I use the same makeup all the time, so it's just repurchasing when it's been on offer. I've only spent £5 on books, so that was probably purchasing one book that I really wanted to have, and that's it. I spent £3.62 on health, buying vitamins, and I spent £15.49 on my pet, buying a collar and cat litter and stuff. So not done too bad for 6 months worth. I probably have bought more cat litter than that. I have a feeling I put it in the food budget when I wasn't supposed to, but never mind, I will learn that for next time. But I've generally not spent too much in each category for 6 months worth. I think food is one that I'm a little bit more okay with, because that is experiences and that's been socialising with friends, which has been very much needed, so I have spent more on that. But generally I don't feel like I've spent too much in the 6 months, so that's really pleasing to hear and pleasing to see, because that means that I have then been able to focus it all on travel and get more of the travel experiences in as well, which is great. Got lots of projects that I'm working on over the next month as well, so that's going to keep me busy. I've got illustrations to do for my book so that I can then publish it and get it ready for you so that you can have a look and see it, so that will be exciting. And I've got a course that I'm developing as well that I want to get ready. So I'm thinking about lots of ways that I can earn extra money and share my knowledge and my skills in a efficient way so that you can get the most out of it, and hopefully you will enjoy that as it comes too. Let me know in the comments how you're getting along with your no spend, and I shall be back for more videos soon on decluttering, minimalism and my no spend year. Take care, bye.